show you the same structure on the cadaver. So next part of the brain is the pons. Pons is continuation of the, and it's also visible just from the ventral side because dorsally it's covered by cerebellum, same like medulla. So if you will see on the ventral side of the pons, you should use the border of it. The inferior border of pons, it's superior margin of the medulla. Superior border is inferior margin of cerebral peduncle, or its midbrain. Laterally, we didn't have visible border. Laterally, the border between pons and medial cerebellar peduncle is imaginary line between trigeminal nerve and facial nerve roots. So, trigeminal facial line is lateral border of the pons, and it divides the pons from the medial cerebellar peduncle, not cerebral. Cerebellar is cerebellum, here is cerebrum. On the ventral side of the pons, medially locate the groove for the basilar artery. That is the basilar groove. Also, superficially, you can see a lot of horizontal fissures which divides pons on the ventral part, and that is the pontinal fissures. Actually, that fissures form the fibers of pontocerebellar tract. The tract forms the medial cerebellar peduncle, and fibers of the tract form the transverse grooves. Now have a look on the dorsal side of the pons. Dorsally, pons together with medulla form the rhomboid fossa, and the border between pons and medulla is transverse white fibers, which called medullar stria medullaris. Actually, that is the fibers of a vestibulocochlear way, and exactly the cochlear part of it. So the medially we had the median groove, which is continuation of the posterior medial groove of medulla, and from the side of that groove locate some enlargement which called medial eminence, and the caudal part of that eminence locate the swelling which called facial caliculi. The facial caliculi formed by the fibers of facial nerve, but if we will cut it, inside of that caliculi locate the nuclei of abducens nerve. It's 6 pair of cranial nerves. Laterally from that eminence locate the terminal groove, which divided from the vestibular area. Vestibular area contains the nuclei of vestibulocochlear nerve, vestibular nuclei and cochlear nuclei. Superiorly, the pons has connection with midbrain, and here locate in that corner of rhomboid fossa locate exit of aqueduct. Aqueduct is cavity of midbrain. The pons you should describe not only ventrally and dorsally, you also should show the parts of the pons on the sagittal section of the brain. So sagittally, the inferior margin is here of pons, and superior margin of pons like that. Inside, we divide 3 parts of the pons: ventral one, dorsal part, and between them locate trapezoid body. Ventral, dorsal part, and trapezoid body. 3 parts of the pons. External structure, that's it. About internal structure, right now we will make a table.